and so forth. Well, that's the opposite of what they said they were going to do to start this offseason, because they said, oh, it's not going to be like last year. We're going to wrap this up quickly. Well, it's exactly like last year. And Art Rooney II, the Steelers owner, was on the Insiders on the NFL Network with Tom Pelissero, and he went back and forth on where things stand with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well, we've been in contact with Aaron on a regular basis. You know, he's been keeping us up to date on his plans. And, you know, even though I thought it probably would have been concluded by now, I think we will come to a conclusion here in the next few weeks.
Art, when you yesterday used the UFA tender to make sure that Aaron Rodgers, if he were to sign someplace else, you would get draft pick compensation. I haven't gotten the sense that that's something that is going to happen. But can you just, since it's been misinterpreted in a lot of different ways, just take us through the logic of using a tender that's not used very often?
Right. Well, the main thing that the tender gives us is potential for a comp pick. If Aaron would choose to go to another team, we don't expect that, but by the same token, you never know, and it's just something that we had an opportunity to protect if needed. The deadline was Monday, so if we were going to do it, we had to pull the trigger on Monday. We alerted Aaron and his representative that we were going to do it, and so not a real big deal, but just something that if in the unlikely event that he goes somewhere else, we are eligible for a comp pick in that situation.
In the unlikely event he goes somewhere else. Is that the headline off of Art Rooney on NFL Network, or is there something else that you guys see here?
I had 1A and 1B.
Okay.
The unlikely event, meaning that the Steelers firmly believe he's going to be back.
But that it's on the table.
But to say the unlikely event tells you that their plans are for Aaron Rodgers to be their quarterback this season. And number 2 was, we'll know in a couple weeks. We're still going to wait a couple weeks for this? A couple weeks. Why are they waiting? If it is such an unlikely event, why are they waiting for him? Why is he dragging this out again? It feels like deja vu. And I don't know why the Steelers, a very proud organization that is turning the page into this new era of football, is willing to comply with this again.
I think it's twofold. I believe everything that Art Rooney said about the protection part. Like, notice he said that word a couple of times because it's to ensure that they get compensation if he goes somewhere else, or in the thing that he didn't say, the event that he retires. If he decides, hey, I'm actually good, I don't really want to play football in 26, they would get a compensatory pick next year for his.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The NFL offseason is in full swing, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are once again stuck in neutral. They are waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Again. The same Aaron Rodgers who dragged out his decision last year. The same Aaron Rodgers who is 41 years old. The same Aaron Rodgers who may or may not even want to play football in 2026. And the Steelers are doing the exact same thing they said they would not do. They said it was not going to be like last year. They said they were going to wrap this up quickly. And here we are. Waiting. Art Rooney II, the Steelers owner, went on NFL Network and said they have been in contact with Aaron on a regular basis. He said, even though I thought it probably would have been concluded by now, I think we will come to a conclusion here in the next few weeks. A few weeks? It is already May. The draft is over. Free agency is over. And they are still waiting. The crew on Unsportsmanlike started breaking down why this is a disaster waiting to happen. And Chris Canty did not hold back. He said the Steelers' pursuit of Aaron Rodgers is a recipe for disaster. Let me show you exactly what they said. Roll the clip. Did you catch that? Let me break this down because the crew was frustrated. First, they talked about the UFA tender. The Steelers placed a tender on Rodgers to protect themselves. If he goes somewhere else, they get a compensatory pick. If he retires, they get a compensatory pick. Art Rooney called it an unlikely event that he goes somewhere else. That tells you everything. The Steelers firmly believe he is coming back. But they are still waiting. Why? Michelle Smallmon said, why are they waiting if it is such an unlikely event? Why is he dragging this out again? It feels like déjà vu. I don't know why the Steelers, a very proud organization, is willing to comply with this again. And that is the key. The Steelers played themselves. They believed Rodgers was a changed man. They believed he wanted to do things differently. And now they are having to shake the branches of the tree to get him to come down. They put the UFA tender on him as a way to say, "Hey, Aaron, we heard you. We are going to go about it in a way that protects us that might also perturb you and piss you off in the process. But we need to get a move on here because we said things were going to be different this time around. They're clearly not." Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The crew discussed whether the Steelers even believe they can win the division with Aaron Rodgers. Evan Cohen asked, if Aaron Rodgers signs today, can they win the division? Chris Canty said, no. Michelle Smallmon agreed. She said, I would be stunned if the Steelers beat the Ravens and/or the Bengals to win the division. So, let me get this straight. The Steelers have been waiting months for a 41-year-old quarterback who, even if he signs, will not get them to the division title. They are wasting time. They are wasting opportunities. They could have been developing a young quarterback. They could have been building for the future. Instead, they are stuck in the same cycle they have been in since Ben Roethlisberger retired. Nuno made a great point. He said, the Steelers are half pregnant, and you can't be half pregnant. They want to compete and develop someone. You can't do that. He said the Steelers have hit their ceiling years ago, and they cannot get out of their own way. They do not know how to reset. They keep thinking they are just a couple of pieces away. But they are not. Courtney Cronin added that the Steelers went with Mike McCarthy because of his pedigree. They think they are in that upper echelon of NFL teams that deserves to be there because of their history. So they went with somebody who has won a Super Bowl, who has been a head coach multiple times, because they did not want to take a gamble on a young up-and-coming assistant. They did not want Mike Tomlin to leave. They wanted to continue whatever this is. And Mike McCarthy has an unbelievably similar resume to Mike Tomlin. But here is the irony. The crew pointed out that the Steelers have not earned the benefit of the doubt over the past couple of years. They have been cycling through stopgap quarterbacks. They have been trying to find whoever is out there for a certain price. They are not bad enough to draft the quarterback they need for the future. And they are doing it again. If Aaron Rodgers signs today, he is not getting them to the division title. He might get them to 9 wins. Maybe. That is not ideal in any way, shape, or form. That is not the kind of QB succession plan you want. I want to know what you think. Should the Steelers move on from Aaron Rodgers? Or is he their only hope? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you want to stay locked in. We are building something real here. See you next time. Peace.